back again with My Hero Academia, this time season 3, episode 11. Yeah, I have got the All Might statue out again, and I'm wearing my All Might shirt this time because, honestly, I don't know if I'm going to have much time to wear it again. Because the terrible thought of All Might dying has crept into my mind after the last episode. Because things are not looking great right now. Yeah, so I'm just going to rep the All Might t-shirt and the statue just in case this might be my last chance to do so. Yeah, we're still in the middle of the fight with him and One for All. All for One. All for One. We're still in the middle of the fight with him and All for One. And honestly, I don't know where it's going to go from here because All Might is at his limit. He's changing back to his small form, and All for One is not even phased. His mask is cracked, but that's about it. He is not phased whatsoever. So he can keep going if he wants to. But yeah, All Might's not doing that great. So the theory of Midoriya coming in to intervene has crossed my mind, which would be awesome because All Might said that Midoriya would have to face All for One at some point. But I wonder if this is just going to come down to All Might versus All for One, if the kids are not going to be involved anymore. I mean, they're not allowed to fight anymore because of what happened last season with Stain. They're not allowed to fight because they're only heroes in training. But I'm sure if All Might gives permission or something, then he can fight. So yeah, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. And we also learned last episode that the previous owner of One for All is also related to Shigaraki in some way. Because Shigaraki's previous name, his real name, is Tenko Shimura, which is also the name of Nana Shimura, the previous holder of One for All. So yeah, that's the twist. Now we've got. I wonder if All Might learns that he's gonna go on some sort of trying to redeem Shigaraki in some way. And obviously, also last episode, R.I.P. to Best Jeanist. I am gonna miss him. I liked all his little, no pun intended, but little quirky puns that he did when he's talking about keep the fabric of reality safe and stuff like that. Like all his little clothing references that he said when he's also talking about being a hero. So I'm gonna miss that if he is indeed gone, but I'm like 95% sure that he's dead. Because I don't know how he survives a blow through his whole stomach. So, yeah, not great. But let's just see if All Might is also going to be a casualty of this fight. So let's just get into Season 3, Episode 11 of My Hero Academia, starting now!
People need a symbol.
A symbol?
A symbol of peace. The reason crime is on the rise everywhere is because...
Oh, we're getting a flashback!
They need to rely on someone.
Toshinori Yagi. Is that right? Those are some pretty funny ideas you got. You're kind of crazy.
Oh, I like seeing Nana Shimura.
A rescue totally worked. A rescue? That's not what happened back there. You idiots just happened to be my best escape route. You're welcome. You have so much in common with Nana Shimura.
Yeah.
The utter waste of a human who passed One for All on to you.
Whoa!
Be proud, Toshinori.
And the way she died was so pathetic. Shall I tell you all about it?
Yeah, he's not done yet. Whoa, Gran Torino.
Man, these villain attacks are getting insane.
That or the heroes are just slacking off. They're getting soft. I mean, I hate to say it, but it's true. It looks bad, sure, but All Might's the best.
The whole world's watching.
I want you to suffer until your last breath and die broken and disgraced for all the world to see. Big one's coming. Dodge and counter. Not everyone's so fast.
Oh no.
I will obliterate everything you hate.
He's going after people now.
Show the world how
Oh,
pitiful you
jeez.
really are. Symbol of peace.
Secret's out.
Like a skeleton.
Most of the world has never heard of this. I did everything I could to keep the injury.
No hiding now.
In my heart, I remain the symbol of peace. And there's nothing you can do to take that from me.
Is that so? Tomura Shigaraki, my apprentice, is Nana Shimura's grandson. I kept wondering what would annihilate your golden heart. And so I found Tomura. Doomed him to hate you. Where is your smile now?
In this world, the ones always smiling are the ones who are the strongest.
Oh, he's broken.
How very entertaining.
He's using.
I think I've taken a piece of you after all.
It's still the same All Might.
Come on, All Might, you can do it!
I'm getting.
Beat this sucker! Show what you can do!
I'm getting emotional.
Beat him! Come on, All Might!
Which is why I will defeat you. Are you serious? What the hell's going on with that weak little body?
Looks like we made it in time. We've got the number.
I've never been so happy to see Endeavour.
Have to help.
I did everything I could to get ahead of you. But the harder I worked, the more obvious it became just how much of a widening gap separated the two of us. Stand up and show them why you're better!
If the only reason you're
Go on.
That's our job as heroes.
You did your best, Mount Lady. All of you came.
Of course we did. We can't do much. But if we can just help a little, then we have fulfilled our duty. Thank you.
The entire world continues to cheer you on. Their united voices cry out for your victory.
in order to put you
Oh
down
my
for
God.
good, I'll punch you with the ultimate combination of quirks I have stored up within me right now. This will end you. Izuku Midoriya. He's the child who passed one for all eternity.
Oh no.
The weak embers inside you are resisting, trying to rekindle some of your former strength. A desperate attempt to rage against the inevitable and fulfill your duty.
I refuse to die!
He's just transferring it from arm to arm now.
Didn't put my back into it that time!
This power has been passed on from hero to hero, and now it is your turn. Do your best, Toshino.
Goodbye. One for all. This is his last job. The final act as the symbol of justice and peace, and the #1 hero.
other heroes remain on high alert.
Now, it's your turn.
Yeah, it was a message straight to
You used
Midoriya.
up everything, and now it was left to me.
I'm crying as well. Oh, I guess there wasn't much more left. But there's a minute 40 left. Maybe there's an end credit scene. I don't know. No, not enough time for an end credit scene. Wonderful. Oh, God. Tears have been falling for pretty much all of this episode. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. First time we've ever seen or heard from Nana Shimura, and I loved the flashback. The flashback to the very beginning of All Might when he was quirkless and he was talking to the person who would eventually become his master, mirroring the meeting in the first and the end of the first episode and beginning of the second, when Midoriya met All Might for the first time. Although All Might had a different response back then. Okay, it was good to see Nana Shimura. I hope we see more of her. Honestly, I don't know how, but I hope we do. Back away from the flashback and back to reality. The fight. The whole world was watching. Showing little clips of the other students watching, people we don't know. There was a couple of people in there I didn't know. Showing the teachers as well. It's the first time I've ever heard like Nezu speak with a bit of fear in his voice, so that puts you on edge as well. And it was just showing like it's basically telling you that the whole world is watching what's happening right now. Yeah, once again, just all for one, delivering a few punches, and then the secret is out. Everyone knows about All Might's small form now. There's no more hiding from it. It's comparable to the end of Spider-Man Far From Home when Mysterio reveals Spider-Man's identity, and you're just like, oh god, it's over. And you're just wondering how it's going to go from there on. Although I know how it went from there on with the Spider-Man, because I saw No Way Home. Yeah, everyone knows about Small Might now. Yeah, quite a lot of this episode was just All For One tormenting All Might, really. Because, yep, we got the reveal. Shigaraki is the grandson. Not son or not brother, grandson. I should have expected that, because I imagine All Might is... All Might... When I think of All Might, I think 40s. He's probably in his 40s now, maybe 50s. Yeah, I'd say in his 40s, so... And he was wearing a school uniform in the flashback, so I imagine Nana Shimura is like at least 10 years older than him, so... And I imagine Shigaraki is probably just a little older than Midoriya. Like, late teens, early 20s, I imagine Shigaraki is. How am I supposed to guess that from a from an anime show? But yeah, so there is quite an age gap from Nana Shimura and Shigaraki. So there is quite an age gap. Plus they have... I know we've only seen Shigaraki's face a few moments, but there is absolutely no similarities between them, so... Who's gonna guess? Unless they hear the name spoken. And yeah, that looked like it broke All Might for a second. So, like, my question still stands from the beginning of the episode. Is All Might gonna go on like a campaign of trying to redeem Shigaraki now? Seems that Shigaraki's hate for All Might is all because of All For One. Just a way to torment him. Just a way to torment All Might. And then... So it's not anything to do with like some resentment about the All For One, the one for all power from Shigaraki. I'm like, maybe I thought it was like maybe Shigaraki was jealous that Nana Shimura gave it to All Might instead of to him, but it seems it was maybe Shigaraki doesn't even know that Nana Shimura is his grandmother, his grandma, however you say it. So yeah, looks like that's just another petty thing from All For One to All Might. And then obviously a little earlier we had like people were doubting All Might when they saw his little form. They were thinking like, oh, maybe he's weak, he's not as strong as he was, which has been feeding into the whole idea that people are losing faith in heroes. But then it took a turn later on when at first that woman in the wreckage was telling him to keep fighting, that people needed him, and then that just transferred to everyone. Like everyone in the crowds, his students, our characters, everyone was just cheering him on. And then the other pro heroes showed up. Endeavor, I've never been so happy to see Endeavor in my life. Edgeshot, Kamui Woods, who brought out, well, Tiger as well. Kamui Woods brought out Mount Lady and Best Genist. Yeah, everyone was cheering All Might on. And that was the last note that I got. And the rest of it was just last desperate attempts from All Might, which in the end, because he had all his muscles charged up in his right arm, and they did connect. They did connect when they punched each other with All For One's like grossly over proportioned hand with all those quirks going through it. So I was reminded of the fight with Midoriya and Muscular earlier on in the season, because when they punched each other, blood just started spewing out of All Might's arm, just like it did with Midoriya's earlier on. So it's funny, like all this time Midoriya has been learning what it's like to be All Might, or trying to learn what it's like to be All Might, so All Might has to experience that Midoriya's been experiencing with the broken arm thing. And then he pulls a bait and switch, he removes the power from his right arm, transfers it to his left, and then bang. He delivers the first punch, which connects with All For One's arm. He delivers a second punch with his left arm, and then he transfers it one last time back into his broken arm. And then a United States smash. Like, we hear, or despite how confusing it is, that this is obviously set in Japan, and then apparently he's an American Idol. Not the show, he's an American hero. I don't know, but yeah, it's just confusing. It probably works better in the dub than it does in the Japanese version. Yeah, United States smash. So obviously that's probably the most powerful punch he's ever thrown in his life, and it would take no less to bring All For One down. I wonder what that was with Endeavor when he showed up though, like talking about how he's like first kind of bit of humility we've seen from Endeavor, when he's talking about getting angry just because All Might was getting stronger, and then he just shouts, "Show everyone why you're the best." And then it showed a little flashes of Todoroki and his wife. So his obsession with being the best led him to being a bad husband and a bad father. I don't know, maybe there's a redemption story in line for Endeavor at some point, I'm not sure. It's definitely set the seeds for a redemption story from him. Yeah, what an emotional episode for me. I think this is the first time I nearly cried at this show was also in this season, the 1,000,000% moment. That was the first time I nearly cried. I was full on tearing in this episode. I think this is the first time I've properly cried in My Hero Academia. Jesus, I was emotional. And then the little bit at the end, pointing to the camera, saying, "Now it's your turn." He's speaking directly to Midoriya at that point. Oh, just before that, just before he punched All For One, he said goodbye All For One, and then after the punch was done, he said goodbye One For All, meaning his power is just completely gone now. Yeah, that's the end of the symbol of peace. But what a way for him to go out. He didn't die. He didn't die, which I'm so happy about. I'm going to wear this shirt in the next episode, which I'm going to record tonight. I'm going to wear this shirt in the next episode, out of just pure respect. But wow, this was... Do I even need to bother ranking this? But I have to anyway. Just go straight to My Hero Academia. Did I rank the last episode? Oh no, this is this episode. I keep thinking it's episode 12, but it's 11. Yeah, just go straight to the top. There is no messing about on this end. So, yeah, it's just straight to the top. Episode 11, episode 10, episode 9, episode 4, episode 8, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. This season just keeps getting better and better, with the exception of the 1,000,000% episode, but that was just an incredible moment. That was Midoriya's moment. This was All Might's moment. All for One isn't dead. He's being led away, so there's a possibility of him returning, and then Midoriya can face him later on. But yeah, just so many good things about this episode. Yeah, but wow. I think that is all we've got for this episode of My Hero Academia. Until next time, we are over and out. Bye!